Yeah. You see, people take life to a different dimension. You understand me? But a Yahweh me seek and a Yahweh me serve, because him are the God of Israel, which are the true living God. You understand me? He's 360 degrees of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So what more they want to know? You understand me? Praise Yahweh, and everything in your life are going to be all right. You understand me, my brother? Trust me, man. Listen. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. You got to be strong, no matter what goes on. Hold up your heads and time to move on. It's not easy. Life is not easy. No matter what they do, they will laugh and talk with you, then turn around and try to hurt you. It's not easy. Life is not easy. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. As I kneel and pray. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. I am not ashamed to praise my Father's name. Put Major Riley in the Hall of Fame is not easy. Life is not easy. Life is in a mess. We have to do our best to alleviate the stress. The truth we possess is not easy. Life is not easy. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray.
temptation. Please deliver me, Yahweh. Ooh, yeah. Let me be strong in your word. Let your truth be heard. But you're my strength and my shield. The sound of your voice makes the universe yield. Oh, yeah. I said Yahweh's here on his throne to lead his children safely home. Glory. Glory, hallelujah, yeah. Wherever you lead me, Father, I will follow. Let my roots grow deep, deep, deep. Ooh, and not shallow. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yahweh is here. Oh, Israel, have no fear. Don't you know that summer is nigh? And he said, on eagle wings we'll fly. Yahweh's here on his throne to lead his children safely home. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Yahweh's here on his throne to lead his children safely home. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Yeah. Yahweh's here on his throne to lead his children safely home. Glory. Glory, hallelujah. Yahweh's here to lead his children home, and that's glory.
The Nation of Yahweh presents The Unfolding Light. Today's show is brought to you by Builders of the Highway Foundation, Yahweh Life Center, Neo Jazz School of Music, Yahweh Education Centers, and the Temple of Brothers and Sisters of Goodwill. And now for your host, Dr. Lude Yisrael.
Boker Tov and Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to another edition of Unfolding Light. I am your host, Dr. Lude, along with my co-host, sister, my Boker Tov sister.
Boker Tov, praise Yahweh, family.
Well, the nation of Yahweh is safe and secure. Yahweh is destroying the wicked, but he's saving us out of the destruction. All we have to do is be faithful to his word and do his will, and we have divine protection. Praise Yahweh. Ain't that great?
So great. So good to know Yahweh.
Today on Unfolding Light, we'll have Who is Yahweh by the Most Honorable, Yahweh Ben Yahweh. Directly after that, we'll have a keynote message from the master teacher, the founder of the Nation of Yahweh, the Most Honorable, Yahweh Ben Yahweh. And directly after that, we'll have the section where we all take part in unfolding the light, and we call it Power Talk. And now for our prayer. If we will all stand and face the east with outstretched hands, O Yahweh, God of our salvation, save us, gather us together, and deliver us from this heathen, so that we may give thanks to thy holy name and glory in thy praises. Blessed be the holy name of Yahweh and Yisrael forever. O Yahweh, let them be confounded that persecute us, but let not us be confounded. Let our enemies be dismayed, but let not us be dismayed. Bring upon our enemies the day of evil, and destroy them with double destruction. O Yahweh, forgive our fathers for breaking your laws, and please forgive us for breaking your laws. Help us to never bring shame upon thy great name, nor reproach against thy works. For surely we have turned ourselves to thee, O Yahweh, trying to be upright. And as we confess our faults, please grant us protection against all of our faults. Cleanse us of our secret faults, and guide us to the best of morals. For surely our prayers and our sacrifices, our lives and our deaths, are all for thee, O Yahweh. Tefillah. Avenu Shabbat Shemayim, Yikadesh Shemeaka, Tavo Makuteraka, Yad Zerizonka, Kim Bashamayim Kain Ba'aretz, Et Lekum Kukenu, Tain Lanu Hayom, Uslat Lanu, All Kartienu, Kimosa Sol King, Gamanatnu, Lakotiem Lanu, Veal Tevienu, Lade Nisayom, King Kal Senu, Min Hara, Kilaka, Hamamlaha, Veha Givera, Veha Tefieret, Leolame, Olamin Sila. We thank thee, O Yahweh, O living and eternal King, who has so mercifully restored our souls within us. So let everything that has breath praise Yahweh.
Remember that this is the morning of the third day, and I shall rise again. I am the resurrection. All of prophecy tells you that I shall rise again. It's all about that. Luke chapter 2, verse 34. No doubt about it. Again, I love you forever, bless you forever. I remind you once again, my associates are children of the light. That just brings laughter to my heart, to my soul, to realize that at last I have those of you that love peace. And I only want to be in the presence of those of you that love peace. I love you forever. Shalom Aleichem.
Praise Yahweh. So who is Yahweh? Yahweh is a name that you should know, because it's the duty of the Son of God to proclaim his Father's name. And here you have a whole bunch of people going to church, 400,000 churches, and they don't know the name of the Father. They say such silly things like, Father, God, help me. Both of them titles. Father is a title, God is a title. Who's going to answer to that? The purpose of the coming of the Son is to reveal the name of the Father. That's who he prayed to, our Father, and he called his name. He said, hallowed be, holy be thy name. How can it be holy to you and you don't know it? Interesting, isn't it? There are a lot more interesting questions than that about that situation. But when you begin to read your Bible, as I call this to your attention, you will discover from the Old Testament of Genesis all the way through Revelations, it's all about the name of the Father. It's all about his name. But somebody got you calling some other kind of name, other than the Father's name. And you don't know his name. And unless you learn his name, then you're never going to move from poverty to riches. And if you don't come into the knowledge of the name. Haven't you ever wondered why it is that you have the same God, have the same churches, and the same names that white people have? I mean, have you noticed? You do. Our people have the same, right? Isn't it strange how God always answers white people's prayers? And black folks' prayers don't seem to be the same magnitude. You know, you say, well, I get my prayers answered. Well, why don't you ever get answered to be the ruler? I mean, You know, my people are always on their knees in front of white people asking white people to let them be accepted. Why do you need to ask white people for acceptance? Why don't you just ask God? Doesn't your God have enough power to make you accepted? Why can't you be the people that everybody else wants to be among? Why are you always running after somebody else to be among them? What's wrong with your God? Why do you have to go around always on your knees with your hat in your hand begging for a job from white people? Why don't your God just give you some jobs? Oh, I have to ask you some serious questions, because white people move from poverty to riches every day. Huh? They come from Russia, they come from Europe, they come from England, they come from all over the world with nothing on the ship. Come and get in your neighborhood. Come with a buggy and a basket and a wagon and push it around in your neighborhood and move from poverty to riches out of your pocket. You live in the neighborhood and stay poor and just pray all the time. You prayed enough to rule all the world. So who is Yahweh? Yahweh is the God of the Bible. He's the God of the Hebrews. In the beginning, Yahweh created the heavens and the earth. Yahweh is the man that beat up on Pharaoh. Y'all remember how he put plagues in Egypt? That was Yahweh did that. Yahweh is the one that when Pharaoh got real sassy, he drowned him in the Red Sea. That's Yahweh who did it. Yahweh is the man that when Daniel refused to bow down to another nation and quit facing the east and praying, when he refused to stop praying to his God, which was Yahweh, they said, well, we're going to put you in the lion's den and starve them. Threw him in the lion's den. Yahweh locked the jaws of the lion. Lions could do him no harm. Rulers got scared. Came and got Daniel out and made him a ruler. Right? I just want you to know who Yahweh is. He made the sun, the moon, the stars, all what you see and haven't seen. Okay. So who is Yahweh ben Yahweh? I am his son. I am his son. That's who I am. I am the son of Yahweh. I don't care who else is the son or who else they are. It makes me no difference. I'm not here tonight concerning myself with who is the son of who. I'm the son of Yahweh. I have to tell you who I am. Yahweh is my father. I am his son. What makes me his son? What makes me Yahweh's son is I do not have a will outside of his. I have no thoughts, no ideas, and no program outside of Yahweh. You'll find that all that I ever do, all that I've ever done, and all that I'm ever going to do is found right in the Bible, and it's traced right to his will. No exception. I take no credit for all that I have built. It's all in his name. Yahweh. That's one of the things that make me his son. Also, I have no difference in his word. I only speak his words. Even the words I've spoken to you thus far, the principles of those words are all in the Bible. Every single one of them is found in the Bible. No exceptions. So I walk as he says walk. I talk as he says talk. I act as he says act. I do whatever he says do. I have no idea of doing it any other way. Those are the things that makes me his son. I obey his laws, his statutes, his judgments, his commandments. That's why I'm successful. He said in his holy word that if I obey his laws, statutes, judgments, and commandments, that he would make everything, all the works of my hand would prosper. So all the works of my hands, it's prospering. I'm telling you why. Now, what about you? You might say, well, if you're the son of Yahweh, can I be? Of course you can. Of course you can be the sons of Yahweh. Every one of you can be. Every one of you can be the daughters of Yahweh. All you have to do is like I do. Obey his will, just like I do. You automatically become. You believe on his name, then you have eternal life. There's no other name under heaven that you can be saved in other than God who created it. You can't be saved in no name but the name of the one who created everything. And he gave his son a name higher than all the angels in heaven. What's the name higher than all the names that the angels could possibly have? The Father's name. There can be no name higher than the Creator's. So the son has to come in his father's name. Just like if your name is Davis, then your father was named Davis. If your name is Smith, your father's name was Smith. My name is Yahweh, so my Father's name is Yahweh. That's logical.
Know and rest your mind assured. Our eyes have seen his works before. And until my last days, 'tis Yahweh I will praise. Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh. I certainly like to thank the Most Honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh for coming to us and teaching us who is Yahweh as no one else ever could do. Praise Yahweh. Also, I want to thank the Most Honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh for teaching us our true history, which used to be the world's best kept secret. Praise Yahweh. And now, a brief bio on the master teacher, the founder of the nation of Yahweh, the Most Honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh. Yahweh Ben Yahweh came to Miami, Florida alone in 1979 to become the spiritual leader and founder of the nation of Yahweh. Although he took a vow of poverty that same year, within 7 years, he guided the nation and those who followed his teachings and principles to amass an economic empire in the greater Miami area and throughout the United States worth over $250 million. Under his direction, the nation of Yahweh has grown to encompass disciples, followers, believers, and supporters in thousands of cities across the United States of America and indeed throughout the four corners of the earth. The University of Yahweh, for which he has established the curriculum and for which he has received great acclaim in educational excellence, currently has locations across the United States. The moral teachings of Yahweh Ben Yahweh is bringing about a change in the lives of individuals and causing them to take a different approach to life. This approach is based on the scripture which reads, "It is more blessed to give than to receive." Yahweh Ben Yahweh continues to give. That which he is given cannot be measured in monetary wealth. Yahweh Ben Yahweh has given the world the keys to success in life politically, educationally, economically, socially, and spiritually. And now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the Grand Master of the Celestial Lodge, the architect of the universe, the blessed and only potentate, the founder of the nation of Yahweh. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh.
I'm building my kingdom with you who voluntarily receive me. Behold, I stand at your door and I knock. Some of you are sitting back in there, got your door all locked up, hollering out, "Who is it?" I don't mind telling you, Yahweh Ben Yahweh. And I'm calling out and saying, there's a terrible storm, it's a severe storm headed your way. And it's called the fall of Satan. And this is the time of Jacob's trouble. Think about this Gentile white man that came to America about 400 years ago. Came over on a ship, and a few ships, and landed sometimes in the winter. There were no heated buildings. There were no air-conditioned buildings. There were no toilets flushing. There was no running water in America. When white people came, there was only forest, wilderness, woods, no cities, no streets. And they called this the New World, and they left countries where there was beautiful cities built to come and build a new world. They put their thumb out to hitchhike, they'd have to catch a mule. There were no automobiles here. There were no stores. If he ate, he had to grab it from the land and wait till next year to plant it and hope something came up. And look what has happened in just a few years. In a few short 100 years, this land is full of cities. You've inherited cities and turned it into ghettos. He took woods and forests and turned it into cities. You turned the cities into ghettos. What? Other ethnic groups and nations call America, right now, call America the land of opportunity. They come here with nothing as an immigrant. Set up in your neighborhood. Get rich out of your pocket. And build mansions among themselves in another neighborhood. What an insult. Something's wrong with you. That people can still come in 1989 from another land, set up shop in your neighborhood and get rich out of your pocket. And you're unable to set up in your own neighborhood and get rich out of your own pocket. Something is wrong with you. You're under a severe curse. But it's not because you're black. We have proof because people that are blacker than most of you in here are in Miami now, and they call themselves Haitians. And they have Little Haiti, and they shop in Little Haiti with Haitians. They have more business already than black folk have, and they've been here. We've been here 400 years. They just got here. Come over on a ship with nothing. Come over on a boat with nothing. Take any kind of job, washing dishes, cutting lawns, anything. Sleep 50 to the house. Now they own in the whole neighborhood. And you still here, live in the ghetto and don't own it. And you want somebody else to clean up your ghetto. If you make $50, you move from your ghetto to turn the other man's neighborhood into a ghetto. Ooh, Yahweh, why you want to talk about us like, I'm not talking about you. Everybody knows this. It's just unpleasant to think about it. I'm here to say there's an answer. And keeping the laws of Yahweh is the answer. Coming to know that, yes, I'm Yahweh ben Yahweh. Yes, Yahweh is my Father, but I've also come with good news. I've come to give you the power to become sons of Yahweh. You should want to be like me. I'm everything you want to be. Whatever it is. That's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. I'm everything you want to be, that's good. Praise Yahweh. So we need control of our black schools. Well, I built one. And I control it. We control it. They're brilliant. You'll get a chance to see their brilliance tonight. They're brilliant. We dictate the curriculum. We dictate the lesson plan. What am I proving? We can control our own schools. So why don't you, since you say you need to, why don't you? My people, I'm talking to my people. I'm not talking to you who converted. I'm talking to my people. I hope I've shed enough light with you in my introduction to show that there's a need for Yahweh. My people need somebody. Praise Yahweh. How can you reject the man that has given you a plan that works and then tell me you're intelligent? I'm challenging your intelligence. Show me your plan that removed drugs from our community. I can take you and show you the evidence. I bought 59th Street, the whole block, one whole block on 59th Street. That was the center of drug activity. I'm talking about they had drugs was a whole block and on every corner. I'm talking about sure enough drugs. I drove over there today. And children are out playing. Old people out walking. And then you can tell our property because it's all painted white, trimmed in black. And there's grass growing where none would grow before. And on our whole block, there's no drug dealers, there are no drug users. There's no evidence of them at all. It's like a ghost town for drug dealers. It's none. And you go just 2 blocks down in any direction and you see it is pure hell. They're sitting on orange crates, standing under the trees, trash all around, paper everywhere. You know what's under the papers and stuff. Heavy traffic coming through. But I've created an oasis. And I took every piece of drug property and proved Yahweh is God. Yahweh has the plan. I have the answer. Praise Yahweh. And I'm proving you don't need a gun for this. I don't carry guns. My disciples don't carry guns. And I didn't allow you to bring any in here. And when I come to your city, you'll be searching against guns. If you want me to come to your town, you will search for guns from now on. If you didn't, you will. Why? Because we have people that look like us that don't believe in peace. Now, everybody in this building is a peacekeeper. Everybody in here is a peacekeeper. This is perhaps the one time in your life that we're all equal. Nobody has a gun. Nobody has a weapon. So the power of good is greater than one who wishes to be evil in our midst. And that when we have Yahweh in our midst, he is in control. And we're so powerful, see, nobody wants to challenge that. Common sense. Have you ever noticed, you think, man, crack people, they break up, they go crazy, they on crack, they go wild, they go insane, they shoot up schoolhouses, they shoot up children on playgrounds, they break into the businesses and shoot people down. But there's one thing I never see anybody crazy do is break into the police house. And the only time I believe somebody is really crazy is when they break into the police station and start shooting. Then I say, that nigga's crazy, that boy. Interesting, huh? Yahweh is the answer. I'm proving that I have power over drugs. Period. Period. One thing the drug dealer and the drug dealer user knows is Yahweh is the great, good, and terrible black guy. I've cleaned out several neighborhoods completely with drugs, and they remain drug-free 1, 2, and 3 years later. They're still drug-free to this day. Right now, they are drug-free. Bush has established $1 billion for just police. Extra police. Give me the $1 billion, you won't need police. We're doing it without police. Why don't you hear about me? They know about me. What? I said the government knows that I have created a drug-free society. I simply don't allow bad people to stay around me anymore. I have had some bad people around me. I stopped letting bad people be around me. Because bad people make things bad for everybody. So the way you have good is get rid of the bad folk. Y'all, you want to be bad, then you move on. See, you change addresses. Only good people live at this address. This is the address of good. The clearing of our communities in drugs is done through the power of Yahweh. It's done through the knowledge of Yahweh, done through the word of Yahweh. And Yahweh carries power, and it's demonstrated. I am demonstrating it. I'm demonstrating that we don't have one child on drugs. Not one. Now, your child may come home around you and learn how to be crazy. But when he gets back to YU, he learns how to be uncrazy. Or your child would be back home with you and y'all would both be crazy together. That's genuine. Isn't that wonderful? There's something wrong outside of Yahweh. What's wrong outside of Yahweh? Everything. That's what. This is Feast of Tabernacles. And our feasts are ordained. They are ordained by Yahweh. And they are commemorated by solar time. Not by lunar calendar, but by solar time. Now, you probably don't know any more about solar time than you do Yahweh. But your not knowing doesn't erase the reality of both. The rites of Feast of Tabernacles are prescribed by Yahweh's word. The ceremonies of Feast of Tabernacles are prescribed by Yahweh's word. And they are exemplary of Yahweh's love. And before you leave tonight, there's a booth, a symbolic booth in the back of the auditorium. Everybody, you probably saw it coming in. It's right back there on that side. See it? Make sure you walk inside of it tonight. And every night of this feast, you walk inside and stand there for a few minutes and think about what you will learn about it, perhaps tonight, if not certainly this week. The rites and ceremonies of Feast of Tabernacle as prescribed by Yahweh are exemplary of his compassion and charity. For who? For a people in whom the entire world is blessed. Now that may sound strange, and it certainly looks strange, when you consider this people constitute the so-called blacks of America. And when you look at the condition of the so-called black man of America, you see right away that how could anyone be blessed of them? Let's look at Genesis 12:2. The Feast of Tabernacles is to let you know you are blessed and how blessed you are. Read.
And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing.
I'm the one speaking. You're looking at the one speaking in this verse. You're hearing the I speaking. The I in this verse is speaking to you. Now, Yahweh didn't tell white people, go to America and I'll make you the rulers of the world. Yahweh didn't tell white people, go to America and I'll make your name great. They told themselves. They got together and told themselves that. And knew and found out there were Indians here, so they had to subdue the owners of this land before they could take control of it. And white people didn't say, we can't do it. They conspired together. That's obvious. They conspired together in secret council. Huh? And on the one hand, they pretended to be the Indian's friend. And by the time he became conscious of him having a forked tongue, he was subdued. By the time the Indian made up his mind that he needed to fight, it was too late to fight. Because there were already too many white folks here with guns against bows and arrows. They came in with a conspiracy of a superior position. So by conspiracy, one group of white folk pretended to be the friend, and some other white folk killed some Indians. And then one set of white folks said, see, that's just a bad white man, but don't y'all bother him, turn him over to us. Y'all can't try him, only we can try him. Turn him over to us. The white man's law will govern the white man. So they brought him over, charged him, sent the Indians home, sent him over to another section to kill some Indians over somewhere else. One group played good, while the other group was bad. So every Indian knew some good white folks. There wasn't an Indian that didn't know some good white people. I don't know who took that country from them, but it must have been some bad white folks somewhere, because trying to figure out where they were, because all the Indians knew was good folk. Kind of reminds me of black people in America. Every black man in America knows good white folks. There's not a black one yet that doesn't have some good, that don't know them. I've been trying to figure out where the bad ones are. My subject point here is that they came to America with a plan to take America from the Indian, and they did it. And they came back to Africa on the West Coast, where we had been banished as Hebrews and living in exile, and ran another game now. They came among us and Shalom Aleichem. Said, we go into a new world where you can make 1,000,000 times more money than you can over here. We were gullible, got right on the ship. We marched on the ship. It was only in the last years that they took you by force. Them niggas just got on the ship going to get rich in the new world. They got you out in the middle of the sea where you couldn't swim. They locked the hatch on you. Overpowered you with guns. You didn't have any. You were promised gold. And you've been here 434 years without a plan. But white people worked their plan and took America and caused the world to send their children to her to be educated. And we even turn our children over to them to be educated. And after we get an education, we come out looking for a job from the people that educated us to look for a job. and they continue in their rulership. And God didn't ordain them to rule the world forever. Yet they have ruled the world. They're losing it. You notice? Anybody notice that white America is losing her rulership around the world?
Know and rest your mind assured. Our eyes have seen his works before. And until my last days, 'tis Yahweh I will praise. Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh. Woo, wow.
What an incredible message.
What an incredible message. And even the end on that note. Wow. There's so much I want to talk about as it relates to this message today. And I'm sure we're going to talk about a few of those things. But Yahweh being Yahweh just showed us how we take back our sovereignty, how we take back our rulership that was given to us, even to the point of having paradise, heaven on this planet before we were kicked out of the garden. It was our duty, it was our commandment to rule this planet. And he, the most honorable Yahweh ben Yahweh, just articulated how folks just came and took what they want and transformed it through, building cities, and they built this country to the great country that it is or was. But remember, the actual physical work from the beginning was us. The slavery, they bought the first slave ships came over and landed in St. Augustine, Florida in the year 1555. By 1565, St. Augustine, Florida, the first city of the permanent city in the United States, was built. Now, who do you think built that city? Do you think the Spanish built it? Or those slaves that they bought over in 1555 built it? There's all kinds of debates and all this just to keep you confused. The devil like to keep you confused. Don't get it twisted. The white man conquered this land, but his slaves built America to be the great country that it was, because just like he said then, it was in decline. Now around the world, they talking about make America great again, because America is nothing. They have run this country into, nobody loves this country. Nobody want to do with this around the world. So the plan is, it's time for us, the ones who built this country, who built the power structure, who built the military, through our participation, time for us to build for ourselves. We got a lot to talk about. Power talk.
Yahweh.
But we do have a word from our sponsors. Praise Yahweh.
Tensions are escalating between the drama in the courtroom of the so-called. Tonight, an American mother and her child kidnapped in Haiti. So we're going to start with the war in Ukraine, or actually start with
More military and intelligence officers.
amidst the boom in artificial intelligence following warehouses.
There is a solution. The solution is ethics. I wrote a book about it entitled Ethics, How how to achieve heaven on earth. Let us consider this solution together. Get your copy today and let's talk about it.
Praise unto Yahweh, and Yahweh be Yahweh. From the nation of Yahweh,
YahwehRadio.com.
So glad I'm with Yahweh.
YahwehRadio.com.
step on into
YahwehRadio.com.
Let nobody
Turn me away from Yahweh.
YahwehRadio.com.
Yahweh ben Yahweh is a great God and a great King above
YahwehRadio.com.
You ain't worthy. It's truly God. Yeah.
Rescuing our future since 2004. From beginner to advanced. From melodies to mastery. From practice to performance. Neo Jazz School of Music, creating space for young people to express and to grow. Now with 2 locations, New Orleans and Miami. Enroll today at neojazz.org.
Yahweh Virtual University is now providing free weekly Saturday classes for students of all ages. Yes, you've heard that right. Our free Saturday Bible Fun classes allow students to create fun projects while learning Yahweh mathematics, reading, writing, and of course, amazing Bible stories. Click the link in the description below to see the correct age group and time students should join our free Bible Fun classes. We look forward to seeing you each Saturday. Praise Yahweh forever.
What do all these people have in common besides a beautiful smile, healthy teeth, and gums? They all use Zadi toothpaste. Zadi toothpaste is made with all natural ingredients. Zadi toothpaste is fortified with moringa and baking soda. Zadi toothpaste is suds-free, making it an excellent choice for kids. All natural, fortified, and suds-free. Get yours today at noystore.com.
This program is dedicated to the spiritual resurrection of the righteous people of the planet Earth and to the establishment of the kingdom of true holiness and righteousness, the kingdom of God Yahweh.
You see, people take life to a different dimension. You understand me? But a Yahweh me seek and a Yahweh me serve, because Him are the God of Israel, which are the true living God. You understand me? He's 360 degrees of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
All right, family. It is time. For Power Talk. Well, we are fired up in the studio today. This message is just giving us so much energy to know that these people left Europe and they came and they just conquered the land. But see, they didn't build the cities, not with their hands. They supervised. They sat under the tree and cracked the whip. They brought in slaves to actually do the building. So in essence, when we say we built this country, no, we physically, with our hands, with our slave labor, we built this country. And that's not a euphemism or just a saying. No, that's the facts on the ground. We built from the White House to all the other skyscrapers and stuff like that. We built these things. And for 310 years, we built it as chattel slaves, as property. If anybody got paid, our slave master got paid for our labor. That's how it happened on the White House. The owners of those slaves who built the White House got paid. Even, now check this out, even the Southern slave owners got paid reparations for the Civil War for taking away their slaves. Everybody got paid but us. Till this very day, we hadn't seen a dime of pay, what they owe, reparations, restitution, whatever you want to call it. Till this day, we're the only ones in the scenario that have not been paid. Even people from the World War I and World War II, and you know how they did the what was it, the Chinese, or they were in this country, put them in concentration camps, and they paid them reparations. They enslaved us for 310 years. Then they enacted the Black Codes. Then we know about Jim Crow. And then you may not know about all of the welfare and all of the stuff that the war on drugs, the war on poverty that just made more drugs and more redlining, all these things that they did to keep us. Urban renewal. Just take your property, eminent domain, and put a freeway through your economic stronghold that you had, the little bit that you built, because there's so much history of what we built outside of them in this country that they destroyed, even to the point of flooding them under lakes, whole cities under lakes.
This is
yeah, I know. Go.
This is a lot of information, but what's really most exciting to me about this message is Yahweh ben Yahweh came with the power. Yahweh ben Yahweh said he is here to give you power to become sons of Yahweh. Mm-hmm. So with the understanding that we did all this work, our bodies are capable and able. We have the minds, we have the skills, we have the physical attributes of the able man to do all this great work to build a great nation.
And the mind of the lame man.
And the mind of the lame man. And so with the mind as the sons of Yahweh, imagine how greater works can be accomplished.
So at the very beginning, Yahweh ben Yahweh said that something is wrong with you. And he said, you're still under the curse. You're under the curse that we choose to be under that curse right now. See, that curse came back 6,000 years ago when Adam was put to sleep. You know, that deep sleep, Adam put in that deep sleep, and nowhere in the scriptures that you see where Yahweh woke Adam up from that deep sleep when he created the Evites. Well, we were cursed with that curse of we're under that deep sleep for all these thousands of years. But Yahweh ben Yahweh came and awakened us. And we don't even need to go over the history of Yahweh ben Yahweh coming in the year 1979, standing up and resurrecting a people. Right now, we choose to be under that curse of, I can't survive without going out and getting a job from him, as opposed to the mindset, I'm gonna go out and get a job, and every dime that I make outside of my 10 and 10 that I pay Yahweh and myself, I'm gonna build my own business with that, the proceeds. If it is nothing but buying small equipment and beginning to make merchandise and then beginning to market that merchandise, Yahweh ben Yahweh has secured free marketing with all this social media. It's free marketing. I mean, we can go on, but the point is, we choose to be under that curse, that mindset that we can't exist without our former slave masters employing us.
Well, just to offer a little, like, just formula here. One of the things that Yahweh ben Yahweh shared in the message today is that the people that are in rulership right now were not ordained.
No, they wasn't.
To rule. They were not ordained to rule at all. And it's up to the sons of Yahweh to be in rulership. And let's look at Genesis chapter 2, verse 15. And Yahweh took the man and put him into the Garden of Eden to dress and keep it. Now, with our research and our study, we understand who this man is. It's the son of Yahweh.
And what dress and keep represent.
And we will definitely offer space, and I also just say, do your independent study into what it means to be a man. It's not gender. It's not male or female. It's a divine mindset. It is that sonship of Yahweh. And so with this understanding, sonship,
you mean to tell me that a female can be a son? S-U-N?
The son of Yahweh. And Yahweh
shining brightly,
gave us an ordained duty,
giving life
to dress and keep the garden.
Praise Yahweh.
Now, by no means are we saying that the conditions we live under currently in America is equivalent to the Garden of Eden. But let's look at this, because our feast, our message of the divine wealth, that when we steward the land, how we understand that someone saw an opportunity to capitalize off the land.
Well, they took an opportunity. They were people here. There was civilization here. There was all kinds of things going on, and they found the land, and they said, guess what? We finna take that land. We had an agenda. They had an agenda, and they had a plan to take the land.
And so there are some things.
And they accomplished it. Like Yahweh ben Yahweh said, by the time the people who had the land realized that these folk coming to take the land, it was too late.
It was already too late. And so there are some things with that knowledge we need to be working towards. One, our sonship, reclaiming that which belongs to us. Yahweh ben Yahweh came demonstrating the power manifested in being sons of Yahweh. Being sons of Yahweh gives you great ability to do so many amazing things. And Yahweh ben Yahweh articulated that in his words. We have so many testimonies of what sonship affords us. And so with this, it is our time, family, as we see all the conditions around us shifting, people crying about global warming, when it's clear there's corporate derived climate change. They spraying stuff, chemicals in
the air every day.
They want to label it whatever they want to label it, throw a rock and hide their hands. But no, it's through their unethical business practices, their unethical stewardship.
Right. Their unethical rulership, their wicked rulership.
The wicked rulership has caused a lot of these conditions that we are forced to endure.
All of these conditions.
And we're not giving them too much credit, because we know Yahweh.
Well, he said the conditions. He said the conditions for he put us to sleep and allowed Cain to rule. He put a mark on Cain. Remember the removal of Yahweh, when he removed Cain's protection. Cain has been in a decline, in a tailspin, spiraling toward the ground to destruction ever since that Yahweh ben Yahweh removed the rod of the letter of protection off of Cain's head. He's been in that tailspin, in that spiral going down. Back in the 80s, when our father was teaching this message, America was falling. Today, look at how bad America is from the last few years. And it was so bad that people got to win the presidential election off of the promise of making America great again. Sad to say, family, this is our window of opportunity to choose to be from up under that curse and return to the land, stewardship, doing it for ourselves, feeding ourselves, producing cities and industry for ourselves now, not for them, because this is the last trump. And according to the scripture, this is when we get ourselves together. The dead shall rise, incorruptible. It's time for us to have faith in Yahweh and be ye therefore perfect in practicing the laws, statutes, judgments, and commandments of Yahweh. You may not be perfect in the law, but you can be perfect in your practice of the law. Practice makes perfect.
Which makes you perfect. Yes.
And then it's time to get up. You can't sit down. It's not about sitting down and wait. I'm going to wait for Yahweh to give me something better. It's time to create. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. It's time for you to create, come together and pool resources and do business and create. There are all kinds of initiatives that the nation of Yahweh has for you to join on to learn from, to understand how cooperative businesses work, to how pooling resource sources and financing and all, I mean, every aspect of building our own is available. We are consolidating all that information and pooling it together so that we can offer it to the children of Yahweh.
Well, one of the things that's an observation I want to lift out, Yahweh ben Yahweh said in this message that, we've been here for around over 450 years.
470.
470.
To be exact.
70 years without a plan. And it is now time for us to, one, start working on that plan, but also recognize, we hear the conversation about making America great again, but Yahweh already made us a great nation.
Mm-hmm.
Genesis chapter 12, verse 2, which reads, "And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing." So it is truly up to us, children of Yahweh.
They talk about making America great again. Well, guess who they need to do that? Because we made America great the first time.
We are
built it, the greatness.
We are that great nation that all nations seek to become. And when we recognize, when we become significantly conscious of our connection as a nation, family, we then become and edify all that which all these nations see. So it's really up to us.
It's up to us. We have to choose to be from under that curse.
And I can say this before we go into our power talk. There's truly a powerful movement taking place with the children of Yahweh. We are connecting to one another in such a divine way that we know is not our own will. We know with a surety that this is truly the will of Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh. And it is that time to let our family come on and join our conversation, and let's unfold this light. Yahweh laid it out.
Gotta get this line open here.
He laid it out this morning, how people just saw, they discovered a land and then they took it. And then they brought in Judah, the children of Yahweh, to build it to greatness for them. You wonder why everything is for them. All of their laws are for them. All of what they do, it's not like Yahweh. Yahweh say one law for all. No, it's a law for you and it's a law for them. And you know, we have been screaming police brutality since the police was established to keep us in order, in line, downtrodden, and their servants. See, slavery never ended. Slavery never ended. How can you proclaim something is over with a proclamation and it's over just because you said it's over?
But we do want to invite our family to join in on this conversation. Yeah, if you're on the Zoom app, all you have to do is use the microphone to unmute yourself or raise your hand, whichever is convenient for you. If you're dialed in on the Zoom, all you have to do is press *6 to unmute yourself. So we do praise Yahweh. We do have two callers with your line unmuted. We're going to start with the person who is on the Moto G play. We don't know your name, but we see you're on the app unmuted. And then the person with 6819, you're next. Praise Yahweh.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Power Talk.
Praise Yahweh, praise Yahweh, praise Yahweh. Alicia Leah, boots on the ground, boots in the White House. Been evacuated from fire. They are burning up California. But Yahweh is having his people being saved. And we are definitely ruling this situation and making California again. We have been through the worst I have ever seen in my life, and I am a senior citizen. I couldn't believe that these people have went to this extreme to get rid of all of our children, but they have. But we are definitely boots on the ground. They put me out of my apartment, and yesterday they gave me a house, which is out of 3 million people that are not able to have a home. Yahweh gave me a house yesterday with 3 bedrooms, and they gave it to me. Praise Yahweh. We are rulers. We are taking over the situation. California will be California again with Yahweh ruling. Praise Yahweh.
Wow, praise Yahweh. Our God is awesome. Our God is an on-time God. Right when you need him, he's been there. He created the conditions for you to lose your apartment so he can give you a house. Praise Yahweh. We do have another caller.
Caller with your line unmuted. You are now live on Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom, family.
Shabbat Shalom, brother. Praise Yahweh.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that my voice was coming through loud and clear. This is Kashriel, Israel ben Yahweh. I use my Hebrew Israelite name of Kashriel because even though we are all one in Yahweh, there are certain particulars to my presentation of self that distinguish me from just being a carbon copy of a template that has no eternal expression. We're all one, but we have different facets that we exemplify in our presentation of self. So I said all that to get started with, I don't agree with everything that people say in the nation of Yahweh. I believe that Yahweh ben Yahweh is the Son of God. I believe in Yahweh, but the United States of America is one nation under God. That God is Yahweh. The United States of America has in God we trust on its currency. That God is Yahweh. And even though they don't know what they're doing, Yahweh is still in control. So I believe that this country has a long future ahead of it, and we are going to be the ones who inherit rulership, and we're going to turn not only this country, but the rest of the world around. And it's a mind thing. It really is a mind thing. We talk about how we built this country as, the descendants of slaves. We built this country. and how we were brought over from another land and so forth and so on. But the mindset a person has to have to force another person to do work, and the mindset that another person has to allow themselves to submit to being forced to doing something, to allow themselves to be taken. Okay, those are two different mindsets. You have a master's mindset, and then you have a worker's mindset. And when Yahweh ben Yahweh came in the past, then we were primarily worker mindsets. And he came and he lifted us up to master's mindsets. And I'll give you an example. He said in his presentation that he didn't allow guns or knives into the auditorium of the temple while he was teaching. And he said if he came to one of the cities, we need to make sure that no one brings guns and knives. And then he made a statement. He said, nobody has a weapon inside this, the venue where he's making a presentation. But the reality is that people can train their bodies to be weapons. There could have been a room full of martial arts experts. Everyone in there could have been a weapon. But the difference between walking around using one's body as a weapon versus walking around using one's body as an example of health and trying to show people the righteous mindset of Yahweh, the difference is the mindset. It's all about the mindset, the mind of God. Now, I would like to be able to simplify the idea of God. But all I can say is it's a framework. God is a construct. It's a template of the best way to think. God is both within us and God is outside of us. Okay? God is internal and external to us simultaneously. Now, we can both act godly as God, becoming one with God, or we can pray to God as if God is only outside or external to us. It's a growth process. And common sense tells me, after learning from Yahweh ben Yahweh, that if I adopt the mindset of this world, if I start listening to what they teach me in this world, I'm going to immediately descend to being a fake, phony, and a fraud. Immediately. Okay? So if I want to be a genuine person, there's some threats I have to deal with. Those threats to me being genuine are dealt with by following the law. By studying the Bible, by following the law, those threats are immediately cleansed. You begin the process of cleansing them. But if we want to get into the serious nastiness of it, we're talking about the threats of false perceptions, misperceptions, illusions, delusions, misrepresentations, wants and wishes, a lack of humility, misplaced humility, living in denial of failure, to accept or look for the truth via study, refusal to accept correction or be corrected or criticized. We have all of these threats. The thought process that I just spent talking about those threats can be set aside if I humble myself and follow the law and study. So when Yahweh ben Yahweh talked about one group of good white people and one group of bad white people tricking the Indians, that was all about the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. That's what he was talking about. Those people didn't necessarily sit down at a table and plan it, but the way the mindset of the world works, they instinctively acted it out. Just like we're going to instinctively act out the mentality of understanding that we have now versus the mentality of the understanding that we had then. There's a difference between then and now. See, I can if I have to. I can use my body as a weapon if I have to. And if I don't have to, I can go ahead and talk about the peaceful mindset of Yahweh. There's evidence. He said he had evidence of a plan that works. He said he had evidence of the answer. And that evidence is the mentality that we are just as strong, if not stronger, than any other group of people on this planet. We can either be crazy and act like we don't give a darn, or we can show care, concern, kindness, courtesy, and respect. We demonstrate the superior mind of Yahweh as exemplified to us by Yahweh ben Yahweh. That takes strong belief and commitment. We have that in us. It's instinctual. It's in our genes and chromosomes. So I shared this today because we're not back then. We are here now. There is a difference.
Sir.
And that difference is happening. Okay. Sorry for the lengthy delay.
No, brother, you right. You are right on point. We just, well, I tell you, we sitting here in the studio and squirming because you're right on point. It's the mindset. That's what I was saying. That I was articulating what our father said as far as you choose to be under the curse now. You choose to be afraid of the subordinate mind. You choose to be afraid of changing this system. You don't ask the system to change itself. You change it. If you only change it for yourself.
That's right. We can see as we interact with people, with organizations, structures, with groups, we can see not just a physical person, but a mindset that's talking to us. And we have to have, at least I believe that I should have enough courage if I can, in a safe, respectful manner at first, check that mindset. Okay, you're coming at me, that's unrighteous. Or have you considered the results or the effect of what you're talking about? Historically, this is what it's brought about. Why would you bring me the same thing? Can we do something differently? And then if that person were to act in a manner which is hostile, I'll try to sidestep it. But if I can't sidestep it because they're unreasonable, then I have that master's mindset. I'm not the person who is going to allow myself to be subjugated because I feel threatened by someone else who is determined to smash the righteousness in me. I can represent myself, but I don't want to put myself into a foolish situation where I just charge into a group of heathens and get my butt kicked. But what I'm saying is that, okay, that's my point today, family. Praise Yahweh, be Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh. I thank Yahweh for you, brother. I thank Yahweh for you putting us all in that mindset of our mindsets.
Yes.
That's what it's all about, is your mindset. Either you're going to have that, keep that slave mindset where I'm going to retire from this job and I'm going to get me a gold watch and I'm going to sit down and die.
Or even being subjugated to, people talking and firing controlling and ruling your energy. When the mastermind gives us the ability to subject our spirits
and rule it ourselves. He taught us how to do it, and he told us that's how we become divine mind, a man, by ruling your spirit. We do have another caller.
Caller with you,
boots on the ground again.
That's you, sister.
Come on in.
I had to confirm my brother Caswell. Praise Yahweh for you, brother Caswell. He's in a truck in Oregon, rolling down the road. But Yahweh is on the foot, boots on the ground. Praise Yahweh.
Yahweh is here. Yahweh is infinite. He's among us. We do have another caller.
Caller with your line unmuted. You are now live on Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Power Talk.
Brother
that Daniel. Would be you, Brother Daniel.
Oh, okay. Praise Yahweh. Praise Yahweh. Shalom Alaikum, family. How y'all doing?
We're doing wonderful. Praise Yahweh.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Praise Yahweh for Yahweh ben Yahweh. I ain't been on in a minute, but I've been listening. And it's a wonderful day, and wonderful to hear the brothers and sisters come on, and give they mindset, like you say, they delight, they testimony. And I just want to say praise Yahweh for Yahweh ben Yahweh, and all the people who participating, and all the 20 participants we got on line today. I praise Yahweh for y'all. And I just want to say the king is the king. Praise Yahweh. The brother 2 weeks ago, as y'all mentioned today, he came with a profound, perfect definition of practice make perfect, you know. And I listened last week, and you know, the brother was right on point that that practice doesn't always make perfect, but perfect practice makes it, you know. And that's one of the keys of, well, I'm saying that's one of the foundation, you know, saying to building the keys to success, that we must practice perfection, practice the laws, statutes, and judgment commandments of Yahweh. You know, that's why Yahweh came within Yahweh, ben Yahweh, to teach us, you know, how to do these things, to be an example. You know, as every brother and sister come on and give their testimony, they are right. You know, and I know the brother say he don't agree with everything in the nation of Yahweh, but the thing is, you know, we must agree to disagree. At the same time, we must come to a solution to move forward within the laws, statute, judgment, the laws, statute, judgment of Yahweh, to be to be in accordance with one another. So that's where the Godhead comes in, and the tribe of Judah, with the chief ruler lawgiver, is to come in at. You know, we must sit down and conversate and choose the right path to go, as y'all has done and this nation has done with all these programs to bring to the world. You know, like you say, Yahweh gave us the internet, you know, and now we're out here, you know, like say boots on the ground, you know what I'm saying? We out here getting it. You know, we out here proclaiming the name of Yahweh within Yahweh, ben Yahweh. And you know, I'm gonna say this too, you know, everybody don't wanna give Yahweh ben Yahweh his due credit because of certain circumstances. But I just want to say everybody is eating from the table and divine mind of Yahweh ben Yahweh, whether you like it or not. You know, everybody's eating from his teachings, you know, but they don't want to give the king his due credit. But that's okay, because the children of Israel and the tribe of Judah, we are here, you know, and that's why the program is happening. And you know, this is why everything's happening within the nation of Yahweh. And I strongly ask everybody who's listening to support us, our nation, and everything that we do. You know, like you said, you know, America, you know, was built through us. You know what I'm saying? And America was built, and the king tell us, you know. But now it's time for us to raise up. You know what I'm saying? And grab everybody with a lion's grip, you know, and bring us up together to be as one mindset, one love, Yahweh, one mindset, one action. And you know, and that we must do, and it's happening. And I just love it, and I'm glad to be a part of it, and I'm gonna be more a part of it. Right now, I'm on the road. I'm up in Wisconsin. You know, it's real cold, but I call it Yahweh cold. You know what I'm saying? Because Yahweh is the creator of all. You know what I'm saying? And His will gonna be done. You know, and like the sister say, you know, she was in an apartment, and Yahweh put her in the house. You know, Yahweh gonna protect His children. He knows who is who. You know what I'm saying? The great grandchildren of Abraham. You know, He made that promise to Abraham. You know, and that's why He came in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? But I love the program. Yeah, and y'all stay warm, and let's keep moving as one.
Sir.
One love. Praise Yahweh.
Yes, sir. Praise Yahweh. I thank Yahweh for your comment. And one correction, we have about close to 70 people on live with us right now. So yeah, we have 20 on the Zoom, but we have 41 on the YouTube, and then we have about 6 or 7 on Facebook live with us right now. We have about 70 people. Praise Yahweh, and we do have another caller.
Caller with your line unmuted. You are now live on Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Power Talk.
Brother Seth being Yahweh, that would be you, my brother.
You may have your device muted or something. We can't hear you if you're speaking. All right. Maybe Seth is having a little difficulties, but praise Yahweh. What a miracle that we have our brother still with us, because Yahweh is God. And Yahweh kill and he make alive. And he resurrecting us in our midst right now, our mental conditions, our mindsets, right now as we speak. Yahweh is dealing with your mind. Choose life. Don't choose this death of, I'm gonna retire, I'm gonna work another 15 years on this job and retire, and then I'll be able to sit down and die within a year. And I've worked my whole life to make other people's dreams come true, and for them to have wicked riches off of the backs of your labor your whole life. That's a slave mindset. It's time for us to put our resources in a place that can profit us. Yes.
I think if our family can still hear us, let us know. But I feel like we are having some
technical difficulties here and
absolutely.
there. Well, it's okay because Yahweh is so divine that, of course, the devil is always trying to cut off the flow, but he can't cut off the flow because the flow is here. The flow is when Yahweh ben Yahweh appeared in 79, in the year 1979, it was over for all the devil's tricks and all of the devil's ploys and plans and diabolical plots and wickedness. The clock has ticked to where he has no time left. Just to think about a small grace period is not for the wicked man. It's for us to get our mindsets right and get our bodies in action to do what we did for America, for ourselves, for the nation of Yahweh. Yahweh ben Yahweh did it alone. He said all he needed was Judah. And he said it wasn't for the money that you was giving him that built the nation. It was for his mindset. And then we all jumped on we came home to our true nation. This is the nation of Adam. Adam was the nation of Yahweh. We came home to that nation. Yahweh ben Yahweh demonstrated what we have to do through his works. It was a demonstration of what the greater works we have to do because our works will be perpetual. His was just a demonstration. He told us, these are his words. He told us that. In the royal priesthood, he directly told us that he was transferring his divine energy to us to bring his works to a triumphant conclusion.
Yes, indeed. And even in the message, Yahweh ben Yahweh gave us like so many examples of how Yahweh University was one such institution that demonstrated how we were able to have a different nature and character based off our education and us controlling our curriculum. But we do have a caller. Call with your line unmuted. You are now live on Power Talk.
Goodbye, Shalom. Welcome to Power Talk.
Shalom, family.
Yes, sir. You're on the air, live.
Okay. No, I heard Sister Tamar said there was possibly technical difficulties. So I simply star-6 myself to see if I would come through. I said enough. I was hoping someone, some of my brothers and sisters would speak. I just wanted to see if I could get through.
Yes, sir. Toda for doing that.
Yeah, we were trying to get a brother Seth on, and then I saw
sorry.
Hopefully we are back on. So praise Yahweh. Family, we have time for one more comment. If anyone wants to join in on the conversation, one more comment, and if not, we're gonna move to a close.
Yes, ma'am. So praise Yahweh. This has been a very enlightening show. Just the energy that the most honorable Yahweh ben Yahweh gave us in his message when he demonstrated and articulated how it was just nobody told me. Uh-oh.
All right, Brother Casriel, if you can *6 one more time, if you want to share one more time, go right ahead. There you go.
Okay. That CB is going in the background, but okay. So no one else wanted to unmute and share. And then I gave a share earlier about all this other stuff I was talking about, okay? I would like to see if it's possible for Yahweh to, I know it's possible. Yahweh can do whatever he wants to, okay, our Father, all right? But I would like to communicate the love, the warmth, the peace, the happiness, the serenity, it's like being in the womb or sitting next to your parents or just having all your, whatever you wanted to accomplish that day, you were able to accomplish it. Looking around at happy faces, having your belly full, being in shape, physically fit, being in a peaceful environment, no worries, no cares, no concerns. Sure, there's responsibility, but my needs are met in abundance. Okay, that's what it's like to be around the nation of Yahweh, to be involved with people who are caring. We're not warring. We may disagree, but we're working it out. We're doing it together. Everybody is excited. We're happy. We're overcoming boundaries. We're stepping up and we're being a great example. People are looking at us and they're wondering, how can I get what it is they have? And we're all helping one another do it together. That loving spirit is what I have that. I may not be with you physically, but I've been there. I have it. I carry it with me. People see it and they would like to know, where did I get it from? I got it from Yahweh's son, Yahweh ben Yahweh. So praise Yahweh. You guys have a great rest of your day.
Yes,
Brother
sir.
Catherine,
Praise
you
Yahweh.
enlighten our show today, so we thank Yahweh for allowing you to be present to share with us.
Yes, ma'am, but we are at that time. You have any final thoughts before we close it out?
No, sir. I just thank Yahweh for the energy of our family and just being collective, being one with each other, being in the space that we are showing the love of Yahweh. So just keep going, family. This is our time.
Praise Yahweh. And my final thought is it's time for that one action, family. There's a lot of different connected actions. And when you're taking over a society, well, we've done it before. It is our destiny. And Yahweh gave us the authority to take over and rule. And now, in this particular climate, it's time for us. He's given us a grace period to do it, because the wicked will implode, kill themselves. They will take themselves out of this equation. We don't have to worry about that. We're not concerned with wicked killing wicked or wicked killing themselves. We're concerned with, what we are for. We're not against them killing themselves or killing each other. We're for us doing what Yahweh commanded us to do. And that is to have dominion over this planet, subdue it, dress it, and keep it, and build what Yahweh came on the planet in the flesh and demonstrated to us how to build our nation. Praise Yahweh. Praise Yahweh. That brings us to the end of this episode of The Unfolding Light. Please join us next week for another episode of The Unfolding Light. And now, if everybody will stand and face the east with outstretched hand, as we close out this episode with a prayer, the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Tefillah. Avenu Shabashamayim, Yikadesh Shemeaka, Tavo Makuteraka, Yad Zerizonka, Kim Bashamayim came by Aretz, and Lekam Kukenu, Tain Lanu Hayom, Uslat Lanu, All Kartienu, Kimosa Sol King, Gamanatnu, Lakotiem Lanu, Veal Tevienu, Lade Nisayom, King Kal Senu, Min Hara, Kilaka, Hamamlaha, Veha Givera, Veha Tefieret, Leolame, Olamin Sela. We thank thee, O Yahweh, O living and eternal King, who hast so mercifully restored our souls within us. So let everything that has breath praise Yahweh. And always remember, Yahweh loves you, Yahweh Ben Yahweh loves you, and so does the nation of Yahweh. Shabbat Shalom, family.
Thank you for joining The Unfolding Light, presented by the Nation of Yahweh. If you have any comments or questions, please email us at info@thenationofyahweh.com. Follow us online at thenationofyahweh.com and unfoldinglight.com. Get social with us. Follow the Nation of Yahweh on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, do remember to pay Yahweh and yourselves first and don't touch it, as instructed by the Most Honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh. You can send your tithes, donations, and offerings to the Nation of Yahweh at P.O. Box 555-115, Orlando, Florida 32855, and be blessed continually according to Malachi chapter 3. Praise Yahweh and Shalom.
Yahweh.